Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. In today's video, for my houseplant spotlight episode, I would like to feature this plant here, and this is my white bird of paradise. And the scientific name for this plant is the Strelitzia nicolai, and I'll put that name at the bottom of the screen. But before I do that, real quick, I just want to give a huge shout out to Suzette over at Suzette's Garden. She has supported my channel from the very beginning, and she has mentioned my name several times over on her channel, and I would just like to do the same for her. She has a huge, beautiful collection of both indoor and outdoor houseplants. She's very knowledgeable. She knows her stuff. She's been doing this for many years. And yes, I would just like to give her a little shout out. If you haven't checked her channel out yet, please do so. And before I begin with this video, I think what I'm going to do so that you can get a better picture of this plant, a better view of this plant, I'm going to turn the camera around so that we can kind of get up close and personal with this plant. So, okay, let me do that and I will be back in 1 second. Okay guys, better view of the plant. Again, this is my white bird of paradise, and this plant is native to South Africa. This plant can grow up to 20 to 30 feet high, and the spread of this plant can get anywhere from 6 feet to 10 feet wide. So given the right conditions, this plant can get pretty large. When given the proper amount of sunlight and water and fertilization, this plant will flower, and the flowers on this plant can get anywhere from 10 inches to 12 inches. But in order for this plant to flower, it really does need like the ultimate conditions. For this plant to flower, it needs to be between 3 and 5 years old, I believe. So it needs to be pretty mature. And this plant also likes an ample amount of sunshine, anywhere between 6 and 8 hours of bright sunshine, and it can take a little bit of direct sunlight as well. I have mine in an east-facing window, and it seems to do pretty well there. It's pulled back about, I would say, a foot, but it would probably even do better in, like, say, maybe a south-facing window with a little bit more sunshine. As far as the soil mixture for this plant, it likes a well-draining soil mixture. It does not like to sit in wet, soggy soil. So you definitely want to make sure that your soil is well draining, and it does also have the tendency to build up salt minerals. So it is recommended that the soil be flushed out every 6 months to a year, twice a year. And I will probably do that soon. I'll probably flush mine out with some distilled water, and I'm definitely going to start fertilizing probably next month, I think. For a lot of my plants, I have been giving them, just within this last week or so, I've been giving them some Super Thrive. I have not given this plant any Super Thrive yet, because the soil is still damp, so it still has a few more days before I need to water it again. But at that time, I will be giving it a little bit of the Super Thrive as well. As far as the soil mixture, yes, a well-draining soil mixture. What I have in it right now, it's been in this mixture probably for about 8 months or 10 months or so, I believe. And it's an airy mixture. It has a lot of orchid bark, perlite, I think it's got some worm castings, just a nice airy mixture for the soil. I do have it in a ceramic pot, and it has been working well for me. I may end up repotting it this spring, summer, not quite sure yet. From what I have researched, they don't mind being pot bound a little bit, and My plant has been experiencing a little bit of yellowing leaves. You can see here, the bottom leaves are getting a little bit yellow. And I was thinking that the yellowing was because it needed to be repotted. But in doing my research, it could possibly be maybe that I have a little bit of salt mineral buildup in the soil. So I am going to try flushing it out with some distilled water, and at that time I'll give it a little bit of the Super Thrive. The growth rate of this plant is moderate, and I did purchase this plant I would say about a year and a half ago. And when I purchased it, it was in a 6-inch pot. So it has grown considerably since then. It's gotten quite big, actually. As far as the leaves, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but they kind of grow in an upright position and they fan out at the top. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, elegant, pretty little plant. And when the leaves mature, they will start to split, and I'm not sure the reason behind that. My guess is that because it's a tropical plant, when the wind blows, the leaves will start to get these little splits. And you can kind of see here where there's veining. Along these veins, this is where the leaves will start to split. So I thought that that was an interesting little characteristic about this plant. Again, the salt tolerance for this plant, the mineral salt tolerance for this plant is very low. And I did not know that about this plant. So pretty soon I'm going to be flushing the soil out. As far as pest resistance, this plant is resistant to most pests and diseases. And funny enough, I have not had any pests on this plant. No mealybugs, no spider mites, nothing of the sort. So that's a good thing. Let me see here. Am I forgetting anything else? Again, I have this plant. My plant sits in an east-facing window, so it does get some bright indirect sunlight. It doesn't get any direct sunlight, but possibly for the plant to really pick up in growth and maturity, it could probably benefit from a little bit more sunshine. But where I have it, it seems to be doing well enough for me, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. I think that's probably about it for this plant. I don't think I have forgotten anything. So, okay guys, that is it for my white bird of paradise. Beautiful plant and not hard to take care of at all. Just stick it in a brightly lit location and don't overwater it because it does not like wet feet, and it should do just fine for you. So, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.